Hey guys, Andy here. Over the last year or so, I've reviewed quite a few different headphones, or wireless headphones specifically, even more specifically, noise cancelling wireless headphones. And I've kind of moved into checking out gaming headsets recently. I've never really used a specific gaming headset before, and then HyperX sent me the Cloud Flight, and I was kind of, whoa, these are quite impressive for gaming. They were really good. So then I thought, well, what are the other options? And actually, I'm lucky enough that a friend has lent me their SteelSeries Arctis Pro wireless. Now these are the HyperX Cloud Flights are about £130. These are kind of the top end of the scale at about £300. And I was quite curious, I suppose, really to see, well, what do you get for that extra money? I mean, they're almost 3 times as expensive. Is it really worth that? So I've been using them now for almost a week, I guess, and just about ready to tell you what I think about them. Start off by taking a look at the box and its contents. It's quite a big box. See there it states on the front that it will work on a PC and PS4. And we look at the back, it's sort of, you can see an image of what's in the box and a few other pointers of what's included. Now this is not bought new. As I say, I'm lucky enough that someone's lent me these, but he says everything's still sort of pretty much as it was when you buy it. See there the extendable mic, which I quite like the idea of, rather than a kind of plug-in mic like you get on some of them. I'm not sure, I guess you call it a controller unit. So as well, with nice rubber sort of border. The dial feels good. It generally feels a good quality product. We have the second battery charges in the controller unit. It's quite a big instruction manual, but that's mainly because of all the different languages, as is often the way. It's not, you don't particularly need the instruction manual. I looked up a couple of things because there are so many different features to this headset. I love that you get all the different cables included in the little accessories box. I tried not to use, well, I didn't use any of these cables. I was able to just use my own, which was almost a surprise because they do seem to be, there's like mini USB, there's weird ones I've never seen before. We've got a sponge that can go on the mic if you wish. There's an optical cable included, so everything is included that you could wish for, really. If we look at the headset itself, probably one of the first things I noticed is the sort of stretchy band. So you don't actually adjust the headphones ear cups up and down, you just adjust the band, and that sort of defines how low the ear cups can sit on your head, I suppose. And it actually works really well. I really like the sort of band carrying some of the weight of the headphones over your head. The sponge on the ear cups is, I guess you could call it quite defined. They're quite squared off, but at the same time it's reasonably soft and comfy. The one thing to notice is that's hard right in there. There's no sort of foam padding in there, and I did get a little discomfort on my left ear. I often do on headphones. I think maybe I've just got big ears or odd shaped ears or something. That's probably not the earphones issue. It's more likely mine. There is a mute button when they're powered on. Actually, the microphone lights up red when you've muted, which I think is really handy. The volume roller, it sticks out quite far, and I did tend to find that I caught it when I took it on or took them off or put them on. You see there, I'm not quite sure what that gold connector is. It's for an audio pass-through from USB, I believe, but why not just use a sort of, I don't know, Type-C or a micro USB? We've also got the 3.5mm input and the micro USB, which can be used, I think, to charge the headphones, although it's not really necessary with the swappable batteries. I do like the extendable boom mic. I think it's a much better option to plugging in, and because if I unplug mine from the HyperX, I'm just going to put it down and leave them somewhere. The panels on the side are held on with just magnets, which is kind of weird, but I guess it means you can change and put different colours on, I suppose, if they're available. I don't even know. And the right hand ear cup is the battery itself, and as you can see, they just click back into place. On the right ear cup, we've got the Bluetooth and the power connector, so I'm going to hold down the power so that we connect into the controller unit. You see there it's connected, and we can see then that as I control the volume on the headphones, you can see it changing on the controller unit as well, which is all very responsive. The controller unit itself has, again, many options. You can have optical in, you can have line in, optical out, line out, so you can pass through the audio, which if I was using these on a permanent basis would be quite a good idea, because when it's plugged into USB, you're not getting any sound through your regular speakers unless you pass them through the unit, or, well, unless you unplug the unit, I suppose. You can see it gives us the battery levels of both the charging battery and the headphones, so hopefully you would never get caught out without any power. The software is quite handy, I would say. Where is it? There we go, SteelSeries. So I had it already because my mouse is SteelSeries, as we will see. A Margear, the rival 700 mouse. There we go, so the Arctis Pro Wireless. It gives us kind of the battery left in the headset itself, and the battery in the actual unit is charged. So we go in, we've got different configurations. Should we wish, we can make a new one. So if you want a gaming one or a movies one or whatever you might want, you can set those up there. And then inside that configuration, we have two different areas really, audio and settings. So audio is obviously all to do with the audio in the headphones. I've got surround sound 7.1 turned on. Again, you've got different sort of profiles. We're on game at the moment. You can have bass, and I would say you can see here it's got a live preview on. So I had music playing and I was playing with the graphic equalizer, and you could tell if I dropped that out, you give it a few seconds, and all of a sudden the bass just vanished from my music. So you've got bass enhancement, you've got dialogue enhancement, which I've just set to kind of low. That's fine. The actual graphic equalizer, I can roll my mouse wheel to change that if I want, or I can literally click and drag. Volume limiter, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not really sure. Let's have it off. Go on, let's have it off. Why not? I'm going deaf already. Nothing else to lose. Mic side. I'm not gonna lie. What's this? Oh yeah. Yeah, not so much of that. So let's go to the actual settings. Headset auto shut off. 10 minutes. Fine. Bluetooth auto start, so you can take calls. So my understanding is you can take calls while you're playing games. So you can connect to Bluetooth like your phone while you're using your headset. So therefore it'll dip the gaming volume by 12 decibels while you take the call. That's quite clever. The OLED screen, idle timer, I've not actually tried it, to be fair. So it turns the screen off, but the dim doesn't seem to particularly work after 30 seconds. It still seems the same. What you can do is change, you can't see this because you're just watching my screen, but I can see that as I let go of the button when I've dragged this somewhere, I can see the brightness of the display changing, and the mic, I assume, on the headset. We can change that, and when you're done, when you're happy, you just click save, close it down, and there we go. A lot of those options can be accessed through the controller unit, so we press the button in to go to the menu. We get things like chat mix, which is where you decide in between your game and voice. You get the graphic equalizer, which you can adjust. If there's a double press, I forget now. There you go. You see how I'm moving that one up and down. That's not where. Let's press this is the back button just here. Look. We can turn surround sound on and off. That's fine. Side tone is actually using the microphone pass through. So as I turn that up, I can now hear my own voice in the earphones themselves. Let's turn that down. I don't particularly want that, but I can see when that would be handy. Bluetooth volume. So that's mainly all that's in the audio one. We can play with. Press the back button rather than the. So we can play with where the source is from, PS4, aux, or the PC, and then come down to options, and we get things like brightness. We can change the brightness of the unit itself. Headset, chat mix, EQ, let's not worry about that. Turn the beeps off, pairing, standby, reset, Bluetooth. So there's all sorts of different. The timeout, so set to 30 seconds, and then this screen will go off. So most of the things can be. We can limit the volume. We can turn off the LED. I think I mentioned when you mute it, the flash, the LED comes on, auto off, system info. If you want to see that, so there are actually quite a lot of options you can access simply just through the controller unit itself. So performance-wise, I think they're very good. Obviously, you would hope that's a given at £300. They do have 7.1 surround sound. Make sure you turn it on in the software or on the control unit. Personally, I'm not sure I can tell the difference between 7.1 surround sound and stereo, but they do sound very good. The sound quality is very good. I love the battery life and it's almost infinite because you just swap the batteries back and forth. I can't imagine how that. I mean, I suppose if you were using these headphones as the Bluetooth aspect on like a flight, but even then, I think you get around 10 hours, which is pretty good. And even when that runs out, hopefully you've got the other battery with you that's been charged up and you switch that in. So this is a sample using the Arctis Pro wireless built-in microphone. I think it sounds really good. They claim on, I think it might just be, I've seen it on the Amazon listing, widely accepted as the best gaming microphone. I mean, it's not of a quality that you would use for sort of podcasting or even recording video on YouTube, but I think it's plenty sufficient when you're gaming. I think it's nice and clear, and as long as your teammates can hear you, that's the important thing. I think the headset does have, pretty much everything you could possibly want, maybe aside noise cancellation, but I don't think that's generally something that's considered too important on gaming headsets. It does even have Bluetooth. We saw the two different power buttons. One of them is Bluetooth, so you can connect your phone in, which I think is a great idea. So you can be there playing on the PC, on the PS4, someone calls you on your mobile, and you can basically answer the call on the headset. It will dim the gaming sound while you take the call, and then you carry on gaming afterwards. Fantastic idea. There are loads of controls in the settings. It's even Discord compatible, so that if you hook it into your Discord, it will show you who's talking on the screen or what channel you're in and things like that. They're generally very comfortable, although they get a little bit tight when you sort of take them off and angle the headphones and wear it around your neck. It's a bit closing in on you, which is not the great. But I love the swappable batteries. I love the retractable mic. Generally, a very good headset. Is it worth the £300? I'm not sure. I guess the key thing is how important are all these extras to you. So you can get other headsets that sound as good probably, but they won't have all this functionality. That was definitely the case with the HyperX Cloud Flights. They were just good headphones and that was it. So that decision is up for you to make. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. But for now, my name's Andy, and I'll catch you all again soon. Well done, and thank you for making it to the end of the video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, you might want to click the little fellow that should hopefully appear about here to subscribe. You may also want to check out some of my other videos, which are going to appear somewhere there. Also, come and have a look at my website, androidandy.uk. There is also a forum. Come and say hello on the forum. If you've got any questions about things or request me to review things or anything else, just come and have a chat on the forum.